Five Nights at Freddy's is getting its own Halloween Horror Nights attraction at Universal in both Orlando and Hollywood. But what you don't realize is all of the current leaks and information we have for the location, including set videos, interviews which confirm the movie animatronics, and lots more. But it all started just a month ago when Blumhouse held a panel at CC Expo, where they revealed the FNAF 2 movie poster. And a little bit afterward, they shared the news that FNAF would be making an appearance at Halloween Horror Nights come this fall, where we even had actors for the movie leaving hints for it, with a tease that Shadow Bonnie could make an appearance. But after the event, some individuals from Universal were interviewed and gave some answers for what we can expect to see there.
Is it going to be based on the movie? Are the animatronics that'll go in the maze? It would be the same one?
Based on the movie franchise. And just one little tease for you. Both of our teams are working directly with Henson's Creature Shop that did all of the characters for the film. So when you experience it, it is literally like living the movie.
Confirming how it will be a maze based on the FNAF movie franchise, which means we will most likely see the movie animatronics, and perhaps our first look at the toy animatronics from the second film. But we'll have to wait on that and see, because they did show up during Halloween Horror Nights back in 2023, with lots of the animatronics from the first movie up on display for everyone to see. But what I did find funny is how years ago, FNAF was actually going to get a horror maze ride, which would have been our first ever FNAF theme experience in person. But unfortunately, it was scrapped due to some unknown reasons behind the scenes. But we were able to see shots of Foxy in his cove, as well as some concept art that was planned, which I think could have been pretty cool if executed well. Now, regarding Universal's FNAF horror maze, there was a video posted a few weeks ago that claimed to have spotted the FNAF pizzeria reconstruction from the outside, where in this video we can see a slight view inside the interior, with a building facade that sort of resembles the exterior wall of the pizzeria from the first film. So perhaps they're rebuilding it one for one as a horror maze, allowing fans to walk through the attraction and see all the animatronics within it. Now, what we got next was our biggest piece of news yet, that could also potentially be where they're building their set for the horror maze, because with both locations it's very unclear as to what is what. But I think this one has a higher chance of it being the facade, as we had a video from a fan who was able to record outside of Universal during a ride, where they saw some pretty interesting construction going on. Well, eventually they ended up at a spot that was very resemblant of a location we've seen, with a lot of those same red pallets being used to construct the facade, similar to what we saw inside the previous video of the interior. But as they got closer to the front entrance, there was what looked to be a logo or overhead of some sort. Now, at first, many of us thought it had a resemblance of the FNAF 2 movie's pizzeria entrance, with that similar shape going on of the entrance roof. But we came to the conclusion that it's probably different due to the triangle shape on the roof, as well as the coloring being all black rather than yellow as we see from the set. So I took a step back and tried remembering anything that I could relate to Blumhouse and their movie, and that's when it clicked, as I recalled the triangle shape towards the top of the roof, which reminded me a lot of a house shape. So I decided to take a look at Blumhouse's logo, and when I compared them, it seemed to be an exact match, with the coloring and everything. And as I did more research, I found out this is what apparently is known as a terror tram, which is exactly what Blumhouse had last year for Halloween Horror Nights, where the characters from their films jump out and scare you as you walk through the location, where you can even spot the same Blumhouse logo entrance in the video as we saw from the previous leak. However, the only major difference is the size and layout of the location, as the one we saw now seems to be a lot smaller with less fences compared to the one from the previous year in 2024. But that could be a sign that they're only focusing on films that released this year, such as Black Phone 2, Megan 2, and most importantly, FNAF 2. But right now, it's unclear if we'll be getting a pizzeria recreation or a small walkthrough with the animatronics. Only time will tell.